What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Chance Bishop Show for episode 84 of our Madden 24 Philadelphia Eagles franchise mode here on the channel. Take a look at the playoffs right here. We got AFC, NFC. Ooh, the Steelers are the 1 seed there for the AFC. Eagles are for the NFC. Take a look there at the matchup. You got the Eagles at 11-0, Jets at 5-6. I mean, this is going to be a fun matchup here, right? I mean, the Eagles undefeated against the Jets until Jalen Hurts had to ruin it. Had to straight ruin it. Jordan Love is the QB here in New York. He did defeat his backup, Jaden Daniels, in the Super Bowl 1 year. Bryce Hall is their running back. Hudson's their fullback. They got Garrett Wilson. They also have Hudson, McMillan, Sturvant, Watkins, and a tight end there. They got Mason Taylor and Stover, their backup tight end, is their receiver 6. Becton's their left tackle. Green's their left guard. Tippmann's going to be their center. We have Vera Tucker at right guard, and right tackle is going to be Brandon Baker. Franklin Myers is their left end. Right end's going to be Joseph Brown, 78 Bryce off there, future former Eagle. Quinnen Williams and Levitt going to be their D tackles in the middle. Victor Demukje is their left outsider. Ernest Jones and Patterson going to be in the middle. Baron Browning's going to be on the right outside. Sauce, DJ Reed, Cooper DeJean. I love me some Cooper DeJean. AJ Harris going to be their corners. Jair Brown and Kirby Joseph going to be their safeties. Kicker's going to be James Taggart. And then Matt Ariza, the punt god, cleared of all charges, is their punter. So let's see. Offensively here, they are the 11th best passing attack in the league. 15th in rushing, so I mean they're a little bit of passing, so we're going to focus on their passing attack in today's episode. Try and take that away from Jordan Love here. And defensively, they, for some reason, even though they have, Cooper DeJean, they have Sauce Gardner, they are not good at stopping the pass for whatever reason. So we're gonna work on that right there. I mean, that's just something I think that you're gonna have to kind of worry about regardless. It's just this pass attack here is a very relentless pass attack, especially we got to think Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Brendan Rice, and then, of course, the touchdown merchant himself, Dallas Goedert in the red zone. Dude is just a menace when he's healthy. Problem is, he hasn't been healthy really this series. That's kind of been his main drawback, honestly. But here, defensively, any injuries? No injuries. I mean, we're already down Lane Johnson. We can't really have any more veterans go down with injuries. That would just be brutal right there. I mean, one of the worst things that could possibly happen to this team is just them lose more of their high-caliber talent players. This is an Eagles team that is built for high-end talent. Players want to come to Philadelphia. Howie Roseman wants players to come to Philadelphia, and he's gotten very good at it, at getting these players to sign on the dotted line. They want to play. They want to play for Nick. They want to play under Jeffrey Lurie. Every NFL player, more or less, is, 3 stages removed from being friends with someone else. So, someone rings up someone who gets them in contact with a current, 52 Eagle, and they're just like, hey, how is it? Like, you don't think, never mind, Josh Sweat might not be the best ordeal here, maybe not DeAndre Swift because they got kind of unceremoniously traded away after Super Bowl victories. Especially Sweat, who got a contract extension and then was unceremoniously traded away in like a sign-in trade. Yeah, I'm maybe not those two guys would want to speak highly of Philadelphia. But I mean, DeAndre Swift had his best seasons ever with Philadelphia. Entirely reinvented his entire career here in Philadelphia. But then, Josh Sweat, I mean, he had some ups, had some downs. And I don't know. I think he'd still kind of preach. So I think he realized that was a business move right there, opposed to a personal move. But here we go. We just have a bunch of upgrades this week. So many upgrades, too many upgrades, honestly. It allowed me to ramble for the last 3 minutes of just straight nonsense right there. Noah Sewell, there you go. Final guy to upgrade right here. Good old depth linebacker Noah Sewell. There you go. 73 overall. All these players, like even the depth guys, to get these depth guys to come in, that's a big move right there, just to get all of these guys to want to play here in Philadelphia. You know, it's something that, you know, not every Philly sports team has. You know, they want to play for the Phillies. They want to play for the Eagles, Flyers, Sixers. It's kind of like, meh. You kind of have to force it out of them. You kind of pay them a little extra, do whatever to get them here in Philly. But not the Eagles, though. The Eagles don't have that issue. I went up in MetLife Stadium. I was correct. Like 2 episodes ago, I called the Giants Stadium MetLife. Entirely blanked on what their stadium was actually called. It is, in fact, MetLife Stadium. I was correct. Thank you very much. It could have been last episode, honestly. It could have been 2 episodes ago. I really don't remember what episode I got confused on what the Giants Stadium was called. But the Jets and Giants, if you guys don't know, do play in the same stadium because they are they're both cheap. That's why it's consistently ranked like one of the worst stadiums in the entire NFL because there's like no marketing per team. Third down sack right there by Jalen Carter makes it a 4th and 25. Forces the punt there. Jordan Love, a little shaken, not stirred. 1st and goal there. Here we go. It's going to be a quick pass. That one's going to be stopped at... that's actually not going to be stopped. Oh, it's going to be a touchdown right there. Jordan Love does get the passing touchdown there. Tight end Mason Taylor. So the Jets up 7-3 here in this one. Archie Manning going to get an actual chance here in the 3rd quarter. That's the one issue I think we have sometimes when we do these simulations where it's like, oh, play the highlights, is that, you know, we get a stop and then it simulates a bunch and then we get an attempt to stop on the 5 and then it simulates us to the 3rd quarter and then we get a touchdown there for Devontae Smith. 1st and goal, handoff to Shipley. Shipley not going down without a fight. There you go, big fella. He's in there. His 1st touchdown of the game. Good old Will Shipley. 2nd and 7 now. 6.5 left in this 4th quarter. Hand off to Alvin Kamara. Kamara fights his way into the end zone there. Look at that. Smart running there for Alvin Kamara. Avoiding tacklers. You know, making contact when needed. He gets the touchdown there. Just advancing the score here in this one. So there you go, Alvin. For less than 2 minutes left in this 4th. Eagles had the ball again. It's 24-17. Shipley. Oh, my Lord. Shipley has blocked. Shipley, stiff arms. Number 38 off of him. You know, Robert Saleh, he is not a happy man right now. You know, he is down by 7 points. He needs a stop here. He needs the Eagles to not get any sort of points. 1st and goal from the 1. Handoff, Shipley. Shipley's into the end zone there. Big fella there. You like to see that for Will. Will just getting it done. 1st and 10, less than a minute left. Handoff to Shipley again. Shipley, he's not going down. Shipley forcing his way forward. Push from behind from Jackson Powers Johnson, and that's going to be a touchdown there. 3rd of the game for Will Shipley, all coming here in the 4th quarter. The Eagles extend their lead yet again. Nick Sirianni and the Eagles, big victory here, especially because this is a late victory. You know, they were losing 38-17, so they really did flip the script on that one. That is a 3-touchdown victory there for the Eagles, and I'm pretty sure they scored 2 of those touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of the game. Archie, 264, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Not his best game of the week. You hate to see that. Shipley, 113, 3 touchdowns there. Kamara, 3 carries, 32 yards, and 1 touchdown there for good old Alvin. A.J. Brown, buck 19, no touchdowns. Devontae Smith, 79 in the tutty. 27 from Rice right there. So the receivers didn't really do much this game. Sack allowed by Jackson Powers, Will Shipley, and Jordan Mailata. You hate to see that. 12 pancakes, though, from Jackson Powers Johnson. So he did get it done this week as well. 11 tackles from Reed Blankenship led the team right there. Good old Ed Reed Blankenship. Alright, so TFLs. 3 sacks from Jalen Carter. Those are the only sacks of the game. You like to see that there from Jalen. 1 pick from Sidney Brown. He's got, 3 on the season now. So good old Sidney Brown. Jake Elliott, perfect. That's all I got to say is he was perfect on the game. That's all you can want really from your special teams unit. Stonehouse averaging 56.5 yards a punt. So not too shabby at all for Ryan Stonehouse. Covey, no kick return yards right there. So punt return yards then? He's got to have some punt return yards. That's definitely what that means right there. 14 punt return yards. There you go. I'll take 14 punt return yards for Braden Covey. That's a first down right there. So that's, that's all you can really ask from a special teamer like that. Jalen Carter does get himself NFC Defensive Player of the Week based off of last week's victory. 3 sacks, 4 tackles. There you go. Good old Jalen Carter getting things done here in this one. But there you go. Will Shipley after the game goes, "Hey man, I appreciate calling my number. It was a high point of my season, and I want to build on that performance with another big game and another victory. So keep feeding me against Buffalo. I'm going to pick it up where I left off." Gotcha. Oh, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Yeah, the sim is not going to be that kind to you, Will. I'm sorry. That's not going to happen. That's going to be a fail challenge. I don't see that challenge getting anywhere close. Now that they're saying we're going to have, either a 4-touchdown or a 200-yard performance for Will Shipley challenge, Shipley's going to get like a touchdown, and he is going to get like 50 yards. I guarantee it. I guarantee you he is just not going to get it done the way it's going to possibly be done. That stat line right there, that is I have to hop in and play that full game. That is how you get that stat line right there. Beat the Bills, rush for $125. So we might get that all together between both running backs and our quarterback, because it likes to scramble our quarterback for some reason. I don't really know why it scrambles Arch Manning. He's not, a scrambling kind of quarterback. Also now the media's also asking about Josh Allen. Hey, Josh Allen's a good QB. The Philly media's got a lot of questions this week. They've left Nick Sirianni alone for the most part. And go boys. So we need 4 touchdowns and 200 yards with Will Shipley. We need 4 touchdowns with Archie Manning. I don't think any of those are going to get done. Yeah, none of those are going to get done, right? Stefan's still here. They have Gabe Davis, Keon Coleman. Hey, Keon Coleman, they drafted him actually in the first round, and he still ended up here in Buffalo. That's actually kind of funny that they actually did get their real first-round draft pick from 2024 draft. Bates is their center. Torrance is their right guard. McGarry is their right tackle. They got Kelvin Book, TJ Parker. Good old TJ Parker. Ed Oliver is in the middle with Orahororo, Burke, and Jaden Woods. They got Rasol left outside. They got Bernard and Flo in the middle. And then Pierre's on the right outside. Tre'Davious White, Tavani, Elam, Singletary, and Williams going to be their corners. They got Gilman, and they have Nwankpa at safety. Tyler Bass and Jamie Gillian are going to be their special teams units right there. So Greg Rousseau is going to be out this week with a high ankle sprain. So 92 overall left end. Not going to have him. That's actually going to help this team out a lot. It's going to help out the young rookie Cooper Cousins a lot too. He's not bad, having to face, Micah Parsons like 2 weeks ago, and then facing Greg Rousseau this week. Definitely helps him out. They're the 3rd best passing team in the league. Of course they are. Stop the pass. Defensively, they're the 19th ranked rush defense. So we're going to run against them the best we can. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get any of those stats done. We're not throwing for 400 yards or 4 touchdowns. We're not rushing for 200 and getting 4 touchdowns. I'm going to be surprised, honestly, if we genuinely actually rush for 125, because this is going to be the kind of week where we don't even hit that goal, where it's just not a good week at all for the offense, because they all just kind of are like meh. But we get the win, but they're all like meh. No one really stepped up. No one really had a crazy huge week. That's just my feeling, honestly, of how this game's going to go. Especially because it's asking us to get like 4 challenges done, which is a fairly tall ask right there. I think it's a fairly tall ask, at least. I could be wrong, though. I'm most definitely wrong here. But there you go. Take a look at Archie. 31, 35, 31 touchdowns. 3 picks on the season. I mean, 3 of those picks came from 2 games. 2 against the Panthers, and then 1 against some random team that I'm forgetting about now. That could clearly not, it's not important because I forgot about them. But here we go. This game is getting ready to get underway. Out comes the Buffalo Bills. They are down here at Lincoln Financial Field. We were up in New York for the Jets game. We are down in the Link for the Bills game. So, I mean, only like a 2-hour car ride difference between both stadiums, between MetLife and the Link. So, Eagles aren't having to travel really far. And you got to think, North Jersey, that's a home game for Philadelphia, plain and simple. That is a straight home game for them. But out comes the special teams unit for the Eagles. They are getting ready to kick off in this one. And we are going to have a 3rd and 7 here for Archie Manning in the first quarter. A.J. Brown just beats his coverage. Yo, that wasn't Tre'Davious White, was it? Please tell me that wasn't Tre'Davious White. You got absolutely cooked. Who was number 36? Who was on A.J. Brown? Because he got cooked. Was that Ronald Darby? Is Ronald Darby back to being a Buffalo Bill? 3rd and 2 now from the 18. Play action, fake handoff. That one, caught and dropped right there. You know, Keely Ringo, don't flex, because you didn't do anything. That was I'm not sure what the hell happened there, but that was like a catch and a drop all in one. 4th and 2 from that same 18. Again, another play action. That one, that was going to be dropped as well, but that one little physical on that one, you know, a little bit of push off from the linebacker covering. So it's a tie game up here in the second, 9:20 left. And that's a double sack right there, a little sandwich sack right there for this Bills team. That's going to make it a 4th and 16. Not a good sign right there when Archie getting sacked on 3rd down. 3rd and 13 now for the Bills. The Bills are going to get sacked right there. That's going to be an injury to Nolan Smith. Nolan! Dude, Nolan bullied the offensive lineman so hard he got injured. Thankfully, though, he's a little out of breath, a little shaken up on that one. He's on the sideline. He is not going in the tunnel, so he should be back soon this game. 1st and 10, come on, it's going to be the Slim Reaper, and he's going to dice his way into the end zone there for a big touchdown. A good old Devontae Smith touchdown, as he is just keeping his season going. So again, big touchdown there for Devontae Smith. 1st and 10 here from the 10-yard line. That one's going to be caught, and that's going to be in the end zone right there. That's going to be Stephon Diggs. I mean, the Eagles were there. He just mustered his way through, and you can't blame that one. Will Shipley with a milestone touchdown here. It's touchdown number 20 for the young Will Shipley. So 20 touchdowns on the season here for Will. You like to see that for the young fella. Big old Will Shipley touchdown. You really do enjoy that one. 2nd and goal. Here we go. Handoff Shipley again. That's number 21 on the season for Will. Way to go, Will Shipley. You're killing it this season. Best running back in the league, Will Shipley. It was when, you know, DeAndre Swift was hurt and Will Shipley just stepped up and the offense ran super smooth and Shipley was, you know, running super smooth. I think Howie realized, there we go. Why am I going to pay this guy money when we have a cheaper option right behind him? Archie Manning, 2 touchdowns. Shipley, 2 touchdowns. Picked up his 20th of the season. You like to see that right there for good old Will Shipley. Smith, 118, 126 from A.J. Brown. Each had 1 touchdown. 6 pancakes from Jordan led the team right there, so that's the best you could do. Trotter, 7 tackles led the team right there for Jeremiah. 2 TFLs from Jalen Carter. 2 sacks from Jalen Carter. Sack and a half from Hassan Reddick. Half sack from Jordan Davis. No picks on the game. Just no interceptions ever, it seems like. Extra points. Jake Elliott got 4 on the day. Stonehouse, 3 punts. Buck 34, averaging 44.6. Just caught 45 yards punt. Covey, 24 yards. Brandon Rice, I guess, had an onside kick return for 3 yards. And he got a punt return yard, too. Will Shipley got himself an upgrade after his 20th touchdown of the season. Plus 5 morale, too, because of his stat line right there. 93 overall, 88 overall elusive back. Dude, every week he just gets better. It's crazy. Yeah, Will Shipley's like, hey, man, I'm so sorry I had a bad game. Dude, you didn't have a bad game. The AI just gave you an ungettable achievement. Philly media also is going to tear Nick Sirianni apart. They're going to tear Nick Sirianni a new one because Nick Sirianni did not give them the outlandish stat line that they wanted. You know, Philly media was like, oh, we need 38 touchdowns, we need 197.5 rushing yards, and this, and that, and this, and that, and the media is just going to hound them, and you got to think, WIP for the next week. It's just gonna be Philly media. It's gonna be, you know, what's his face? Whose kid is that? Spike Eskin, that turd of a guy. It's just gonna be him talking, you know, and not making any sense. It's gonna be all these Eagles guys just calling in and not making any sense about, you know, how bad Nick Sirianni is and how this and how that, and then you really deep dive it and you're like, wow, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about there. But we're gonna not worry about that. Archie Manning, yeah, he had a good game. He gets +5 morale going into next week. Hell yeah. Next week, though, taking on the Washington Commanders. It's a good old Washington Commanders rivalry there. 13-0 Eagles, 6-7 Commanders. But next thing you should know, peace out, rock on, stay super class. So catch you on next episode of our Madden 24 franchise mode here on the Chance of Bishop show on the YouTube.